the true villain of this movie is Tom Holland's Spider-Man. That's who was the villain. What is good, everybody? This is the Casual Consumer comes with another video. This is for Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, so this movie was directed by John Watts, stars Tom Holland, Benedict Cumberbatch, Zendaya, and a bunch of other people is in this movie. Some glorious returns, some people that we haven't seen in a while in a few other movies. I mean, obviously we've seen it in the trailers. This is a spoiler-free as well review, so just in case nobody has seen it, spoiler-free. I'll do a spoiler review later on, but so yeah, so this is basically it, man. This is Tom Holland's third movie. It's been no secret that I've had my complaints, if you will, about this Spider-Man in this universe. You know, he's always been so dependent on others to be the superhero that he is. You know, with the Mr. Stark all the time, always got annoying. So I was really interested to see how this movie was going to unfold, since, you know, his identity was basically put out there to the world and there was really no way around it. Stark was gone, and I kind of wanted to see what they were going to do with this movie. And I would have to say this is for sure the best MCU Spider-Man movie that they ever made. It was good. Give them a round of applause. Great movie. But the problem is the things that made it great were the things from the past movies. The Amazing Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. That's ultimately what made this movie what it was. Because it kind of started off in the same typical MCU Spider-Man Tom Holland fashion, where he's being a child, the greater picture of what needs to happen in order to set things right. He's completely oblivious to it. The reason that they're in this situation in the first place was like the dumbest reason for them to be caught up in this whole mess. It really shows Tom Holland, Spider-Man. This Spider-Man really showed his ass in this movie, because a case could be made. Actually, I was saying this to my wife. The true villain of this movie is Tom Holland's Spider-Man. That's who was the villain. Tom Holland, Spider-Man was the true villain of this movie. I can't wait to explain it in my spoiler review. But that, to me, this whole movie didn't need to happen, essentially. It was a lot of fan service. I'm glad it happened. A lot of fan service. Characters from the past movies, Amazing Spider-Man, Jamie Foxx in particular, funny as hell. Got a chance to redeem themselves from past performances. Even though I might be in the minority here, but I actually really liked the Amazing Spider-Man's movies. I really liked Andrew Garfield, and those movies never was really an issue for me. They had small things as far as characters. Some of the villains were a little flat, yes, but ultimately I always enjoyed those movies. I always enjoyed the chemistry between him and Gwen Stacy, and those were always some of my favorite movies from the series, even though Tobey Maguire is the number one Spider-Man. Those movies were always still good movies to me. So getting a chance to see, Electro back, and the Sandman, and Doc Ock and Osborn all back. Oh, it was just a joy to see, man. And they really made this movie what it was. Their interactions with not only Spider-Man, but with each other was the star of the movie to me, up until, some events took place and some other people got pulled into the universe, that's when things kind of took off and rose in this movie. But back to my original point, man. Tom Holland, Spider-Man really just showed his immaturity, and I was more disappointed in Doctor Strange. I'm glad he wasn't in the movie as much as I was assuming he was going to be in, because I saw the first Spider-Man movie and Tony Stark was in it a good amount of time, which was disappointing. Doctor Strange is in the movie in the first quarter of the movie or so, and then he kind of gets trapped and stuck, and he's gone until the end. He kind of lets Peter clean up his mess, and he made a huge mess in this movie, all because he wanted to be with Mary Jane. All because he wanted to be with not Mary Jane. I'm sorry, that's not her name. That's not her name in this movie. It's Zendaya. I don't even know what the name they give her in this movie. God damn. But made a huge mess. Now he had to clean it up. Caused a whole bunch of destruction. A whole bunch of heartache. A whole even death. I mean, it was crazy. The kind of things that he put into motion, all because he wanted to be with his little girlfriend. That's not Spider-Man. That's not what the character is supposed to be about. So this movie initially, it kind of showed all the flaws, and it kind of told us, hey, we know we know this Spider-Man is weak. We know this Spider-Man has not really gone through trials and tribulations. We know this Spider-Man is not the Spider-Man you guys deserve. And they looked us in the eye, told us that, and said, hey, we're gonna fix this, okay? We're gonna fix this. Hey, look at us. We're gonna fix it. That's what they said to us. And they decided, and they went on and fixed Spider-Man. I gotta say, I was very impressed what they did, the lengths they went through at the end of the movie for Spider-Man to finally realize, what was important, and the greater good was important. And he made a choice at the end of the movie that I was finally proud of. I don't know if it's too late. I don't know if you lost too many of the fans, but I think it came just in time. I like the direction that they're going now. This is a Spider-Man I can finally get behind, because he showed something at the end of this movie that I didn't think he was capable of. So I'm really happy for that. I'm really happy for it. I'm glad. I'm looking forward to the future of Spider-Man here. I hope this opens the door to some other universes and some other people joining the fray or coming back into the fray, because there was some good performances here, man. I really, and I'm not talking about Tom Holland either. So I really enjoyed this movie ultimately. I'm glad that they finally went out of their way to fix this version of Spider-Man, and they acknowledged their part in this, the enabling of them in this part. And that's the other crazy thing. The first thing that pops up on the screen is a big Sony logo. This, more so than any, has felt like a Sony movie, not a Marvel Spider-Man movie. You can clearly see the transition of Sony, it seems like, pulling Spider-Man back away from the kiddie Marvel Spider-Man version of him, and slowly dragging him into a more dark, more gritty world that they've already started with the Venom movies and then the Morpheus movies and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to that Spider-Man. It looks like he's finally ready. I don't know if they're gonna have a time skip, but it seems like this Spider-Man now is ready for that, because yeah, it was some good stuff. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe and hitting the like button, it really does help out this channel. Tell me in the comment section what you guys liked about the movie. If you thought it was good, if you thought the Spider-Man finally grew some cojones and is really now the Spider-Man that we all deserved. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, and you guys have a good one.